Greetings, fellow humans, and welcome to LAAG Ranks the Characters. I'm Max.
I'm Sam.
Mr. Burr.
And Mr. Burr has once again graced us with a list of characters for this episode. We're putting them on a list from best to worst. Currently, we are up to 38 characters on our list. Number 1 being Santa Claus, the one and only. And at number 38 being Scrappy Doo, who we will say no more about. Mr. Burr, take us away with your first list.
We'll start this one out with He Who Shall Not Be Named Himself.
So there'll be a name right here.
Right here, the heavy hitter, Voldemort.
Bro, you talking Tom Riddle?
Tom Riddle.
Mr.
Tom Marvolo Riddle.
You talking the snakiest looking motherfucker on the planet?
I'm talking about the big bad from the big series with the big snake face.
The man who split his soul in 7.
The dude who tamed the snakes. Mr. Voldemort himself. He's fine.
What?
He's fine.
That guy, to me, he was such a great villain. Not just because I love the series or whatever, but it just makes a series with Harry being...
It is a great series with a lot of great characters. Voldemort himself, yes, and I know this is the argument you're going to take, like all the things he stands for are extremely epic and meaningful, but
no, not
he's a little rogue.
No, I disagree. Actually. I think the cultural impact is huge, but I think the actual characterization is great, and, in my opinion, the greatest in the book.
Why is he evil?
Because he has so much self-hate. Because his circumstances of growing up, an aristocratic house that's poor and destitute, that didn't want him. Hating himself is why he hates muggles, because he himself is half muggle, and he hates to see that side of himself because it's ordinary upbringing. The fact that he never got what he thought was his inheritance, he never got the money, wealth, and privilege of the pure blood line of his family. The fact that he's the director descendant of Slytherin, the fact that his aristocratic, fascist, racist outlook is just because he, of his disgust with himself and his upbringing.
He's full of fear.
The fact that Dumbledore knew him as a kid and really tried to help but really couldn't because he was too corrupted, whereas Harry Potter took the higher road, was the opposite. From a background that was sad, he rose above it. Voldemort couldn't, but he was so powerful. His ferocity for learning, the fact that he was the best of the best because he studied and he worked hard because he wanted to be the best. He's just... The fact that he was willing to do that to himself, to kill his own soul and split it in 7 pieces, make himself look like that, poison himself just for power because he wanted it so bad, because it ran so deep, his trauma, his psychosis. Voldemort is fascinating.
It's still not in my top 5 Harry Potter characters.
Me? Probably. I mean, I love Dumbledore, so maybe he'd be rivaling with Dumbledore. Harry himself is great, but I prefer those two. I really, for me, it's Voldemort and Dumbledore.
I ain't ranking him above Ron, I'll tell you that much.
It's really the struggle between those two and Harry Potter by piece.
I'm sorry, I don't... Voldemort is a great villain for a great series, and he works perfectly within the context of the series itself, but he's evil wizard. Like, it's not so compelling. Like, Harry...
You don't think his childhood...
Draco Malfoy is more compelling as a character than Voldemort, because there's, like, a struggle there. Voldemort, like, you pled the case very passionately there, but he doesn't feel so three-dimensional to me.
I think he's very three-dimensional. I think
he feels evil for the sake of evil. And I understand that they can explain it, like, she can put it down, like, here's why he feels that way, but he feels very much like just as much as Harry Potter is a chosen one thing, even though that is somewhat subverted. Like, Voldemort is evil because they needed an evil wizard.
I don't think so. I really think he is the representation of, like, what internalizing self-hate and circumstance early in life can do if you don't take the high road. He, like, embodies the perfect antithesis of Harry Potter, who the series is about, as, like... And I think he is I mean, I really think that story and the way they do it is amazing about how, like...
Does he get that much more fleshed out after the second book, other than the Horcrux thing?
They do...
I mean, almost all of the backstory is the Tom Riddle stuff in Chamber of Secrets.
They do this whole, like... His family is, it's like a once very noble and, an old blood rich house, has lost all his money, whatever, and degenerated to the point where it's just like an abusive father, and his mom is like going out and sleeping with a muggle because her father is such like an incredible piece of shit, and the mom gets pregnant and runs away because the father can't accept like and everything is like decrepit, and it's very like
Yeah, he's got his
abuse,
reasons. But I don't
destitution.
know that there's anything in Voldemort's story that we haven't seen elsewhere.
Right, and I mean the most interesting thing about Voldemort is how he created Harry Potter by trying to kill his parents.
The man behind
and
the
then
shadow. He wasn't
turning
revealed
Snape
immediately.
against himself.
He was revealed pretty much immediately.
With the
the
name,
first book.
with the head in the back. But the end of the first book, then he kind of disappears again. He doesn't.
Yeah,
they don't
he shows
overuse him
up. He's
until
the
end.
big bad, and then he's an ethereal potential terror, a thing we defeated in the past to mate one day rise again until the end of Goblet of Fire, which that is one of the things that makes Goblet of Fire my favorite chapter of Harry Potter, because that's the thing where it's like the transition point. It's like it's got some of the previous stuff where it's just them at school, and then it ends deadly serious.
Right.
Yeah.
And you get your first major loss of the series. You lose Cedric Diggory to Voldemort, and he's creepy. And you know what? Ralph Fiennes fucking kills it playing him.
Yeah.
I gotta give it that.
No, that's true.
The
Ralph
gravitas
Fiennes-
of that character.
Ralph
and what
Fiennes
they
is
played him.
one of the reasons why I will be willing to rank Voldemort higher than I normally would, because I do think Voldemort is rote, and I think Ralph Fiennes takes him to a higher level because he's so weird, and he does portray him in a very interesting way. He's very serpentine in his portrayal, and Ralph Fiennes is a great actor. And Voldemort is compelling, and I almost think Voldemort is a little more compelling in the films than in the books.
I don't. I think they flesh. I mean, I think in both, but they would flesh him out in the book. I mean, even the Chamber of Secrets, the fact that the Basilisk was there because of him, the fact that he was so smart, he was such a prodigy that
But
he figured
through
out this
the
stuff
first few, I do think Voldemort was better in the books than the movies. But once Ralph Fiennes took over as the character, he added a lot.
I agree with that completely.
I think Voldemort, we have to start looking in the Walter White area.
I think. Oh man, I can't even get in on that one because I'm so much higher, so I won't even.
What's your ceiling? What's the highest you would rank?
The highest, if I could,
Yeah.
I'd put him number 5 or 6. But I know you
Not
love
a
Hank Hill.
chance.
I know.
Yeah.
I know you.
No,
love Hank Hill.
I'm sorry. Voldemort, he's great, but I think the story is better than the character.
Right. That's my complete my belief. The story of Voldemort, what he represents, is more important than actually what
I
he
think
turns
on all
out
levels,
to
he's
be.
a big character connected to a big series, but I actually do think, which is the character is complex and fascinating.
All right. I can push a little higher, but I can't put him above my boy Cyclops. But I would put him above Michael, Daenerys, Spike Spiegel, Ash Williams. Ash Williams is tough for me, honestly.
I
But
know.
I'd put him right above Ash.
Yeah, I would too. I mean,
Not above Spike?
I don't think I'd put him above Spike.
I would.
I would push him above Spike, honestly. I think he's at least
Yeah.
as good as Daenerys Targaryen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so do
yeah.
I think he's
Okay.
better than Daenerys Targaryen.
I do too.
Okay, yeah.
I think below or above Michael Corleone. What's your preference?
See, I love Michael Does Big Series, but I could go for either of those, and I would say I could even take the argument
put
as
him
to
higher?
why. Pop culture, I mean, that's a huge. That's like the.
Voldemort isn't why anybody likes Harry Potter, though, honestly.
Huh?
Voldemort isn't why anybody likes Harry Potter. If they have
I
a
think
favorite
so.
villain, it's Draco.
Yeah, because it's
And
the
people
kid
like the
stuff.
heroes.
The overarching villain, but I mean, like,
Yeah.
people love it because they love to hate him because he's so complex and
But
he's so menacing.
you wanted to argue him higher, so I think above Michael Corleone.
Voldemort's a huge one. I'd put him for character, yeah, maybe. I mean, like, I love Corleone. I mean, I love the Godfather series, but man, Harry Potter and like he's
It's
the
still a
biggest.
good showing. It's very high on a top-heavy list. Like,
He's
this
very
list-
There's
good
never
as
a big.
villain.
There's
He's a good
never a
villain.
bigger bad in Harry Potter, which is the Juggernaut series.
Oh, well,
This-
there never was gonna be.
This list of 39 doesn't get bad until 36. So I just want to make that point. That and if anybody listening wants to send us a list of bottom shooters, we'd absolutely love to rank some low characters. But anyway, Mr. Burr, who's next on your list?
To the Grey himself, Gandalf.
That's what I'm talking about. Gandalf the
Ooh.
White.
Gandalf.
All
the
Gandalfs, Grey and White.
You talking? One of the damn, I can't remember what they're called. What's his race called?
Oh,
No, they're not the. I want to say Aesir, but that's the Norse gods.
Gandalf.
But yeah, Gandalf.
Stormcrow.
Wonderful. Is Gandalf... I guess Gandalf's not the best character in Lord of the Rings, because I do like Aragorn more.
I love Aragorn because he's badass, but I think Gandalf may be my favorite. I love Gandalf.
I'd probably rank Gandalf above Aragorn.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Gandalf is just. That's that. I mean, come on.
I mean, Gandalf was great, and then Ian McKellen made him super great.
Yeah.
Right. No, there's no denying. I mean, he's Like, he might be the best wizard.
I was about to say that. Is Gandalf the best wizard in pop culture?
No. Well, yes. Yeah, I like him the most. I could go with I was going to name because we'll go into. I was like Merlin's the stereotype. But
Merlin would be the only character who could challenge Gandalf with the most famous wizard.
Right.
Potentially.
Yeah.
I mean, Dumbledore might get up there.
So we got Dumbledore too. Those are three great wizards, and we'll have wizard battle. We'll introduce them all, and we'll have battle of the wizards. But for right now,
Gandalf the Grey, Gandalf the White, rider of Shadowfax,
Miss
helper
Reindeer.
of hobbits, smoker of the halfling's herb. Every minute he's on the screen in any of the Lord of the Rings movies is the best parts of those movies.
Anytime he's in the books.
Anytime he's in the Hobbit movies, those movies become bearable. Yeah, Gandalf, man. Gandalf goes high. Gandalf is better than Ron Weasley.
yeah.
Gandalf is better than Mario.
Yeah.
Gandalf is better than Hank Hill.
He is.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones is where I have trouble putting him higher.
I love Indy, but I kind of love Gandalf too.
I like
that's in the
Gandalf
book and
more.
the movie, and that's it. Me too. Oh my
Okay,
God, that's huge.
Optimus
Cool as
Prime.
Indy is.
Ooh,
For me,
this is
kinda.
really hard.
Man,
I
there's
love
some
Optimus.
similarities there.
I know, right? Because he's like the religious.
They're
bad
great
guy.
leaders
The
who came
great
back from death.
sage.
They're combinations of mystic and warrior.
They're always good. They're never corrupted or even. Well, maybe Optimus does get
No.
corrupted some parts, but
No.
they're uncorruptedly
Never.
good.
When they wanted to do evil Optimus, they had to create evil clone Optimus, Nemesis Prime. It's
Right.
never Optimus.
So Saruman was tempted. Gandalf,
Can't
no.
do it.
Well, I definitely would not put Gandalf with Batman.
I know you love Batman. I might, but I
It's
wouldn't. I don't know. Probably number.
Not a
maybe
superhero.
Batman is Batman's a 9.9. He's almost a perfect character, right?
So
Like,
Gandalf.
there's a reason he's so high. Like, Santa Claus gets there on cultural knowledge. Batman gets there on the fact of, like, obviously, like, by evidence, the most compelling character. Everybody always wants
Very
Batman.
versatile
cool.
character.
Versatility also. Optimus doesn't have as much versatility. Gandalf doesn't have all the versatility either. So I do think, not as high as Batman. Optimus is the best.
I put him number 3.
I vote for below Optimus, so Sam, it's up to you to decide.
Oh, above or below Optimus Prime. That is real tough. Going below Optimus. Right below Optimus.
Above Indiana Jones.
Gandalf.
Do number 4. Gandalf the Grey.
/ White.
Gandalf the White.
Stormcrow.
Do you remember his real name?
Miss Reindeer.
That is what it is?
Isn't that not his name?
I know.
We'll look it up.
Miss Reindeer by some called Gandalf.
All right, Mr. Burr. Who's going to close out your list for today?
Number 3. The man with the license to kill himself. 007, James Bond.
Oh! I love James Bond.
I like James Bond.
I fucking love James Bond.
He's good sometimes.
I love James Bond when he's wacky. I love James Bond when he's deadly serious. I love him when he's Pierce Brosnan, which is exactly halfway between. I like it when he's Daniel Craig. I like it when he's Roger Moore.
Yeah, Roger Moore's alright.
I fucking love it when it's Sean Connery.
Yeah, Sean
Give me some
Connery's
Timothy
awesome.
Dalton. I'll watch the hell out of some Timothy Dalton.
Lazenby?
George Lazenby, underrated.
Lazenby's like
Lazenby
the
might-
original
he might-
Pierce.
He might be the weakest Bond, but his movie is fucking killer. On Her Majesty's Secret Service, are you kidding me?
See, I know you love Bond. I'm kind of neutral, but I will say this. Versatility, big. They do them different ways. Cultural significance, huge. They've done it a million
Versatility,
times.
big with limits.
Yeah.
Right.
Because he has to be in an espionage story of some kind.
Yeah, but I mean, that's Bond. That's James Bond. That's
But
a
he can go to
character
the
of characters.
moon. He can
That-
stop smugglers. He
that's-
can blow up a guy with an alligator pill that turns the guy into a balloon.
Cool. That's Batman level. I mean,
He's Batman level. He's got all the gadgets. I mean, they're almost contemporaries in terms of like what they're designed to be. You know, Batman's got Alfred, and James Bond has got Q.
Yeah.
And I mean, James Bond doesn't use sidekicks, but they both look fucking good in a suit, and keeping your cool under pressure, and being able to figure your way out of any situation.
and don't forget,
Fucking Bond.
Bond gets his.
There's a reason why Bond, despite being such like a specific character type, has lasted throughout the decades, and so many people have like really been entertained by it. Like
I'm for you.
I mean, the movies they follow the trends of the time, you know, indubitably. So that's one reason why they've been able to stay up there. You know, Daniel Craig shows up, and all of a sudden Bond movies are Jason Bourne, and, you know, you can go back through the line, and each Bond movie was a reaction to, you know, Moonraker they made because Star Wars was huge.
Right. Yeah. It's definitely the top of the...
He's big. He's a heavy hitter. He's mysterious. He gets his from the ladies. He's good with a weapon. He represents British culture at its campiest and weirdest
Classic
synthesis
machismo.
to... Oh, man. A world gone past... I mean, let's not forget, Bond, especially... You know, that there is some, like, definite misogynistic old world concepts, but
they're a product of their time.
They're a product of their time, and it still relates to great entertainment. Like, let's not get it twisted.
I think Bond is going to go around the 10s. I think we're talking around Eddie Brock, George Costanza, Piccolo.
I could put Bond... I mean, like, I like Indy more,
I don't know if I can put him above Mickey Mouse.
I might put him... Yeah, I don't know. I might even...
I would prefer... I would put him with Mickey Mouse, but if you're going by the strong cultural significance argument you made for Mickey Mouse, I feel like you would...
No, I would, but the weird thing that's tripping me out is seeing Ron Weasley above... Well, that doesn't make sense, but the other parts, yes.
Ron Weasley above Mickey Mouse?
Like, what were we thinking on Ron Weasley Day? Like, I love Ron Weasley, but Ron Weasley is, like, on top of a lot of juggernauts.
Ron Weasley's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Ron Weasley may have benefited from being the first Harry Potter character rank. It's true. Now, that said... I fucking love Ron.
Yeah, and I feel like you, Mr.
Ron
Burr,
is in my top 5.
You spoke very passionately for Ron Weasley when we ranked Ron Weasley.
I love Ron too. Ron's great. Jake Rowling love him. I love Ron. But then I'm like, really, Ron Weasley above James Bond and like Mickey? Like, okay.
Yeah, because James Bond is not always helped by his movies. I mean, they aren't all gems. Even if he has always acted well as James Bond, there's some stinkers in there.
And there are some ones where the acting is bad. Like when Pierce Brosnan drops any attempt to do a British accent and goes like full regular Pierce Brosnan. What is he, Welsh? Irish. Yeah, he goes full Irish in the second 2 movies.
Right, he has 2 really good movies and then he has 2 stinkers.
But yeah, I mean, I could be argued higher. I could put him above Mario, but Hank Hill is kind of my ceiling for Bond.
I put him above Mario. That's James Bond. And I'm not even the Bond guy. You are, but I mean, that's James. You mentioned characters.
I'd probably put him
James
right under
Bond.
Mario, to be honest.
Yeah, either or, whatever.
I'm going to agree with Mr. Burr. We're going to the new number 7. That's James Bond.
Quite a few top shooters, aren't there?
It's not what it's about.
It's not what it's about. That's actually a point that I firmly agree with.
Well, if you agree or disagree with any of our ranks, please feel free to leave us a comment. We'd love to hear what you think. If you've got a list of characters, top shooters, bottom shooters, just characters you'd like to hear us think about, let us know. Please, we need lists.
Bottom shooters, please. They're tougher than you think.
And thanks for listening, everybody. And we'll be back in the near future with more character ranks.
Goodbye.